14 to Washington, they dropped 7 passes. That was their most in a game over the last 15 seasons. Deontay Johnson had 3 of those drops. That was costly. Last week in Buffalo, Pittsburgh couldn't get over the hump on third down. They converted just 10% of their third downs against the Bills. That tied for their second worst percentage among Ben Roethlisberger's 251 starts with the Steelers. And then last night in Cincy, they couldn't get anything going downfield. He completed just 8% of his passes, throwing 10-plus yards. That is his worst completion percentage in a game that he finished over the last 15 seasons. So there are definitely some issues over the last 3 weeks. And the Steelers, they were sitting pretty atop the AFC as the 1 seed. And then Washington showed up. By the time they lost in Buffalo the next week, they'd already dropped to the 2 seed for the playoffs. And now, after last night in Cincy, their 3rd straight loss, Pittsburgh would be the 3 seed if the season ended today. Head coach Mike Tomlin today addressing his team's struggles. Listen.
We've got a body of work in recent weeks that has not been up to our standards, and we acknowledge that. We're not seeking comfort. Part of us working our way out of this is acknowledging that. We believe in our formula of preparation. We haven't been doing those things well enough. We understand that, but they won't be sweeping changes in terms of our approach to what it is that we do. We just simply have to do it better.
NFL analyst Dan Orlovsky with me now on SportsCenter. And Dan, you heard Tomlin. They're standing pat. Simple question for you. Can the Steelers fix their issues at this point in the season?
No, they don't have the people to. Something that has really started to show itself, and it showed up big last night, was their inability to beat man coverage. There's 2 ways to do it in the NFL. You got a guy that can, right? A Julio Jones, a DeAndre Hopkins, a Stephon Diggs, where they can just go beat man coverage. Or you have the coaching staff that helps you with cut splits and bunch concepts and stack receivers and rubs and picks, and they're not doing that as a coaching staff either. And if you're looking at the AFC playoffs and who they're going to play, it's the Chiefs, it's the Ravens, it's the Dolphins. Those teams major in man coverage. Their offensive line is struggling to protect, and they don't have the consistent guys on the outside that throughout the course of a game are going to beat man coverage. When it comes to the Super Bowl aspirations, because of the flaws in their offense, the Steelers are done.
Those are strong words. Steelers are done. You know what else? Maybe they should consider stopping giving opponents extra motivation to win. I'm just saying, maybe. Steelers receiver Juju Smith-Schuster, he did his weekly pregame dance routine on the opposing team's logo, and then he posted it on his social media. He captioned it saying, "They told to stop dancing and not be yourself." So now head coach Mike Tomlin, he's planning to have a conversation with Juju. Listen.
I do plan to talk to Juju. But we're professionals. I doubt any of those antics and things of that nature are legitimate motivating factors as you step into professional stadiums. But it's about respect, and so we'll have a conversation. But I understand it's about the quality of play inside the white lines, and so I'm not seeking comfort or looking for excuses based on our recent performances on things that occur in pregame or things of that nature that are social media related.
Dan, all I know is that all these years in this business, you athletes don't like it when people come and disrespect you.
Sure.
Am I crazy? What do you make of all this?
You're right. Listen, I think Juju's a pro's pro. I really do. You watch the way he works and then the way he performs. He's a pro's pro. When things are going great and you're doing stuff like this, no one cares. They actually love it, right? This is the personality that we love out of guys. And Juju's probably one of the best in the NFL when it comes to being himself and displaying that personality. But when things go bad, this is something that people will always point to and say, see, you're not playing well enough because you're doing this stuff, or you're not focused on doing your job. And so the Steelers are just in a rut right now. And everybody, us in the media and their fans, are going to point at the things that are kind of tied to that failure. They'll be fine. They'll get into the playoffs. But that has nothing to do with their performance on the field.
Yeah. Here's the thing. If the Steelers beat the Colts, they'll clinch the division and all this kind of goes away. If they lose and the Browns win, though, the division title will be decided in that Week 17 finale between Cleveland and Pittsburgh. And don't you kind of hope that happens?
No doubt, yes.
Right.
Give me that Week 17 game with Baker and Big Ben.